My son is 5 years old, and in a couple of years I'll show him a documentary of the deadliest aviation disaster in world history. Tenerife Airport, 1977. Two airplanes collided, two 747 jumbo jets, a Pan Am flight and a KLM flight. And in the end, 583 people lost their lives that day. And there were a litany of factors that led to this crash, this disaster. But one of the most significant and glaring factors that led to this disaster was the actions of the KLM pilot. He put himself in a position to where his subordinates couldn't challenge his authority. They couldn't challenge anything he said, any decision that he wanted to make. And in the end, as they were getting close to crashing into the Pan Am plane, his subordinates were too afraid to let him know that they made a grave mistake. This is what happens a lot of times in leadership positions or in any position when humans get to assume authority. When we get the opportunity to assume authority, there are many times when we fail to listen to the very people who notice elements, who notice the flaws that we may not notice when we're headlong into a specific mission, a specific purpose that we're pursuing in that moment. We can become unbending, and over time we'll see a degradation of trust from the people that we're called to lead, that we're called to serve, that we're called to be in front of. And the reason I want to show my son that documentary is because I want him to know that there will be many times in situations and emergencies and times when we're rushing, right? There will be many situations where I may be exclusively focused on that specific thing, and I may not be listening at my fullest capacity. So my son will be able to let me know if he realizes that I'm not listening to him, if he realizes that I'm not in a place that I need to be to hear what he has to say, Dad, I need you to stop and I need you to listen. But the last thing I want my son to have is a fear of letting me know that I'm wrong. A fear of letting me know that my position of authority is getting in the way of listening to what could potentially be leading us to a life or death situation. So if you're a leader or you're in some position of authority, do not become unbending and act as if your word is the only one that matters. Do not put yourself in a position to where your leadership, who you are at the top, cuts off everyone else and every other opportunity people have to tell you that you're wrong in that moment, to tell you that what you're doing, how you're approaching the situation is not the most effective, because it can literally be the difference between success and failure or life and death.